Hey everyone, today I think I have an epic video for you. Why epic? Because I have gathered together the best clones, dupes, inspired fragrances, you can call it whatever you want. However, buying these fragrances, sometimes even 10 times cheaper than the original, you don't need to compromise the quality. This is the key point of today's video, because whatever I'm showing you today, these fragrances have a very good quality for the price that they are sold, because they are really affordable. The fragrances you will see today are world bestsellers, like one of the most popular fragrances, niche fragrances, very expensive fragrances, from my point of view highly overpriced, some of them, well, I would say the majority of them. That's why I have these dupes. I use these fragrances. I didn't buy them just to show you in the video, just to make a content. No, I use them. I use a lot, and more than that, I had to share some of these fragrances with my family members back in Baku, because they loved them. Like, they proved to be bestsellers for a reason, because they are very good and very close dupes of the original best-selling fragrances. And I want to start with a brand that, from my point of view, has one of the highest quality fragrances. I'm talking about Al Haramain, and this is the Al Haramain Amber Oud Gold Edition. So you can see how much I used already. I had to share with my family members, because in the blind test they said it is amazing. The majority of men and women in my family. What is this? This is a clone of Erba Pura from Shaghaf, or Kirke from Tiziana Terenzi, and I would say yes, it is very close to both of these fragrances. These are the fruits, like it's a fontaine of fruits, like very bright, juicy fruits mixed with vanilla and musk. And musk here is very prominent. Musk here is very strong, and if you don't like musk, don't even try this fragrance. It's very musky. And you can see, by the way, you see this oily stain. It shows how concentrated this fragrance is. I would say that performance-wise, it even outperformed the original Erba Pura, which is monstrous, but this one is even stronger. It lasts like 12+ hours, and on the clothes it lasts, like, you know, forever until you wash the clothes. It has a longest possible sillage and projection, so be careful with this fragrance. But I mean, don't overspray. But in a smaller dose, this is a very attractive fragrance. It's a indeed it is a compliment getter. I have checked this, like my family proved that in a blind test. No one knew what is this fragrance, and if this is a copy original, or if it's expensive or not. I just gave the blotters to test, and everyone liked it a lot. So it proved to be a bestseller for a reason. And the next fragrance is again from Al Haramain, and this is also Amber Oud, but this is Tobacco Edition. The bottle looks exactly the same like this one, with the only difference is the color of the metal plate. It's more pinkish. I don't have this bottle because I broke it. It fell down, and I had to, you know, put it in another bottle. But I love this fragrance. This is a copy of Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford, and I prefer this one to Tobacco Vanille, because for me it's less gourmand, it's more spicy, it has more cloves, it's a bit peppery, it's sweet but not sickly sweet. It's not straight away gourmand, I would say. I find this fragrance deeper than the Tobacco Vanille, because it has much more facets rather than Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco Vanille is gourmand, straight away gourmand. Smells to me like cookies, but this one it's much more interesting, more sophisticated. This fragrance easily outperforms Tobacco Vanille because it is a very long-lasting fragrance that has a very beautiful long sillage, and I adore it. Not only me, by the way, my husband as well. This is what left from the full bottle. Let's continue talking about the Al Haramain. The next fragrance is called Junoon, and this is a copy of Teint de Neige by Lorenzo Villoresi. This is like also an iconic powdery fragrance. It is a bit retro, however it's still very, very beautiful. This is a powder plus vanilla plus ylang ylang, and by the way, the nose behind this fragrance is quite a famous perfumer. It's Christian Nigel, I think. Christian Carbonell. Christian Carbonell, and he's the one who created fragrances for Fragrance du Bois, for Kajal. He also created Herba Pura, by the way, and Accento for Xerjoff. So he is quite a famous perfumer, and he is the one who created Junoon for Al Haramain. And I had before Lorenzo Villoresi's Teint de Neige. I had it in Eau de Parfum. I sold it, and I bought this one just because I like this one much more. It is the same, but in terms of performance, this is much better, and in terms of price also. So I highly suggest, if you like Teint de Neige, if you like this powdery sweet boudoir type of fragrances, a bit retro, but very feminine, so I highly suggest you to try Junoon. The last fragrance from this brand, from Al Haramain, is in a fragrance oil concentration. This is oil, and this is a copy of Mantal's Intense Cafe or Mancera's Rose Vanille. Rose Vanille. This is how it looks like, and yes, it is very, very close. Like, I would say very close. The only thing is that this is an oil, that one is a spray. It's like sweet, jammy, musky, cappuccino and rose, like mixed. It's very gourmand. I love this DNA, and I love this fragrance. It's long lasting. Well, come on, it's oil. And the price is ridiculous, like $20, even less. I think it's around, here it's around 15 to 20, something like that. Very good fragrance. You can buy this blindly. If you like Intense Cafe, if you know the DNA, if you're a fan, you can buy it blindly easily. But the next fragrance is also inspired by Intense Cafe, but I wouldn't suggest to buy it blindly because it has one particular note that you might not like. It has the same DNA with only addition, I would say, it has this aldehydes, it has this metallic note, but I like it. I still like it a lot. I have it here on the bottle already, I don't know, more than 1 hour passed after I sprayed it, but it smells gorgeous for me. I know there are very many controversial comments about this fragrance in Fragrantica. Some people hate it because of that metallic note. Some people like it. I'm the one who likes it. And by the way, I like the packaging. I like the bottle. This is metal, nice, you know, nice plate. This is wood, and for that price, like, this is a treasure. Now let's talk. By the way, this is not from Al Haramain. This is from Lattafa. I told about this fragrance because they're quite similar, as I said. This one is a copy, this is a dupe, very close, but this one's inspired because of that additional metallic note. And if we have mentioned Lattafa, let's continue talking about Lattafa. The next fragrance from this brand is Amethyst, and I like the packaging also, and I'm sure you heard about this fragrance. It's a Badee Al Oud collection. This is how the bottle looks like. Very high quality bottle, rubberized, very soft, metal plate, and this is rose, which for me is not sweet, by the way. for some reason. Many people say it's a jammy rose, but for me this is not jammy rose. Like this one is jammy rose, this one is jammy rose, but this one is not jammy rose. I would say this is a saffron rose. This is a rose plus saffron. Maybe somewhere there on the background I can smell some vanilla, and a little bit of citrusy accents. By the way, I didn't mention, but probably from the bottle you could recognize who they were inspired by, which fragrance, but not who, which fragrance they were inspired by. It's Atomic Rose by Initio, but I would say it has the same Baccarat Rouge vibe like Initio has, definitely. It has the same like this Oud for Glory or Oud for Greatness, like these fragrances, they all have this Baccarat Rouge vibe. And I would say it's pretty much the same like Oud for Glory, which is the copy of Oud for Greatness, plus rose, plus a bit of citruses, plus a bit of vanilla. This is how I would describe this fragrance. In terms of how close it is to Atomic Rose, I would say no. They are probably from the same family, but quality-wise, this is very good. For the price, again, the price is just ridiculous. Like, again, $15 to $20 for this. It's an amazing price. And this is a compliment getter, by the way. Now, when I sprayed this one, my husband liked this fragrance. I had to gift one full bottle of this fragrance plus Oud for Glory to my sister. This is my second bottle. I had to buy it because I gifted my first one to my sister because she liked it a lot. Next fragrance is also from Lattafa, and this is Velvet Oud. And the bottle, by the way, also very high quality. This is metal. This is not plastic. This is glass. Quite heavy. By the way, I just want to say that the bottles are of a very high quality. This one, and this one, and the prices like $20, $15. Some of them even $10. I think the Arabic brands, they just prove that you can make a very good quality fragrances in a good packaging for a very, very attractive and reasonable price. And this is one of them. This is a copy of Tuscan Leather from Tom Ford. It also has something from Ombre Leather, again from Tom Ford, but for me this is more Tuscan Leather rather than Ombre Leather. So if you know what is Tuscan Leather about, it's about leather. It's a little bit of oud I can smell here, just a tiny bit of sweetness maybe somewhere in the background. But it's a nice, very nice fragrance of quite a good quality for the price. The next fragrance is also from Lattafa, and I think if you are into fragrances, you already heard about this fragrance from many bloggers. This is like a hyped type of fragrance. It's called Khamrah, and I think if you look at the bottle, you will straight away understand which fragrance it was inspired by. Yes, it is Angel's Share by Kilian. I like the comment under one of the YouTubers' video who was talking about this fragrance. Someone wrote they should call it Angel Square, not Khamrah. I think it's a very good comment. Yeah, not Angel Share, but Angel Square, because of the bottle is square. I would say it's definitely inspired fragrance. This is not a dupe. This is not a clone, because it doesn't smell to me the same like Angel Share, because I don't like Angel Share. I just don't like it. I tried to like it, not because I wanted to buy it. Let's be honest, it's expensive, but just because I wanted to understand why people like it so much. Neither me nor my husband liked Angel Share, though my husband is very, I mean, he likes boozy fragrances a lot, but he didn't like Angel Share, neither me. But this one is very attractive in terms of how gourmand it is, how sweet it is. For me, this is a apple cinnamon pie with very heavy dough. hot one with a toffee. This is how can I describe this fragrance. Very edible, very yummy, mouth-watering, I would say even. The only thing, I think that the new batches, they don't have that performance like the first batches. It's, as you see on my paper here, it's like a tissue, it's quite thin. It has no stain at all. Let's say if we compare it to this one, to Ajwad. Sorry, I didn't say the name of this fragrance before. It's Ajwad. You can see here there's a stain. Yeah, because it has a high concentrated oil, like the concentration of oil is high. Or let's say here the Haramain Junoon Gold Edition, also it has this oily stain. It shows how concentrated the fragrance is. This one, for the Khamrah, it has no stain, which to me it means that the concentration is not quite high and the longevity of the fragrance wasn't good for me. Like it was like decent, about 4 to 5 hours on my skin. It lasted all day, I would say, without projection on my clothes. But I heard that people say that it has a very good, it had before a very good performance, but the new batch, unfortunately, is not that good anymore, unfortunately. The next fragrance is also from Lattafa, and I think it's the last one from this brand. It's called Asad, and this is a copy of Christian Dior's Sauvage Elixir, and people say that it is very similar, especially in the sillage. You will not be able to differ where is Sauvage Elixir, where is Asad. The price of Asad is also about $15, and I believe that the price of the Sauvage Elixir is at least 5 times more. So why not to go for this one? Why not to? If in the sillage you'll not be able to, you know, differentiate which one is where. Yes, it's not that long lasting like Elixir, like Sauvage Elixir. It is not that loud. It's more like arm length. It has arm length projection. But I think for every day, if you like the DNA of Sauvage Elixir and you want something for every day, I think this is a very, very good option. I know it's probably quality-wise not that high. However, again, no one will be able to find those nuances in sillage. So why not to save some money and buy Asad? The next fragrance is from quite a new brand for me. I didn't know anything about this brand. It's Emir Factory, and you can see the box. The box looks pretty much like the Le Labos box, but the fragrance they try to copy is Maison Margiela by the Fireplace, and this is how the bottle looks like. It's very heavy with a thick glass, and it has pretty much the same notes like by the Fireplace, and it smells almost the same, and it lasts much longer than by the Fireplace, by the way. It also has chestnut, it has the smoke, it has lots of vanilla. It's very, very yummy. It's a gourmand fragrance, and if you know By the Fireplace and if you're looking for something very similar for a fraction of price, I don't know, it costs even less than $20 here in UAE. A very good alternative, a very good dupe, very good one. The next fragrance is from Attar collection, and this is not that budget, I believe, but here in UAE, this and this are for the same price. You can imagine. That's why I included it in this collection, in this list. This is Rayhan from Attar collection, and this is very similar to Bal de Fric from Byredo. And for me, it's even better than Bal d'Afrique from Byredo, because it lasts longer, it is brighter, it is a bit louder, I would say. I can smell it, I can appreciate the fragrance, because with Bal d'Afrique, when I sprayed it on my hand, after 30 minutes it disappeared. I couldn't even smell the hard and base notes. But here, I purchased this fragrance even before I knew it was inspired by Bal d'Afrique, just because I liked it. I went to the corner, I tried many of Haramain fragrances, Attar collection fragrances. I have 2 more, by the way, from this brand, and I liked this one, and I thought that I will need to go online and buy it online, because online is cheaper. So I did so, and I don't regret, because it's a very nice, fruity, a bit vanillic, a bit citrusy, sweet, a bit green with some vetiver accents. Very, very beautiful fragrance that I highly suggest, which is much, much cheaper than Bal d'Afrique, especially here in UAE, especially online. The next fragrance is from Ajmal, and this is a very good dupe of Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, and it is very close, very, very close. This is a huge compliment getter, by the way. I got lots of compliments. You can see I used quite a lot, and it is a bit fresher than Coco Mademoiselle. And what I like about this fragrance, the patchouli here is much better. It's less piercing, rather than Coco Mademoiselle. Patchouli in Chanel, they are very sharp for me. They're sharp, they're a bit harsh. That's why I'm not a fan of Coco Mademoiselle, but this fragrance is what I like. The patchouli is softer here. This is not a Chanel's patchouli. This is what I like about this fragrance the most. They're softer, the fragrance itself is fresher, it's more useful, and I love it. Just love it. And the performance, it's amazing. It's very good performance with a very good sillage. I like to wear this especially on summer time, when I wear something light, bright, this fragrance is amazing. So that was from Ajmal. The name was Raindrops. The next fragrance will be from Afnan. By the way, the name of the brands are very, Afnan, Ajmal, Armaf, they all start with A. So this one is from Afnan, and this is Fleur Bouquet. Le Fleur Bouquet, yeah. I like the bottle, by the way, and the packaging was also very nice, and I adore the fragrance, just adore. This is very similar to, I'll say this is a clone, this is a dupe of Fleur Narcotique by Ex Nihilo, but it's very similar without that very piercing musk that Fleur Narcotique has. Probably that's why, because it has less musk, it's not, that musk is a fixative, and that's why it's not that long lasting. It is lighter, but it's more airy. It is very, it's light. It's much more light and bright than for me than Fleur Narcotique. It's not heavy at all. It's very airy, as I said, but very, very similar. I bought it in the store. It was around $30 in the store, not even online. And I purchased it after I tested it. I sprayed it on my hand. I was walking, and I knew that I have something similar, because I have a similar fragrance from Attar collection, Azora, but something in this fragrance, it made me buy it, because the DNA, I love this DNA, but again, I wanted to have this one as well. In spite of that fact, I have Azora. Azora is a little bit more tonic to me. It has the vibe of peach yogurt, but this one is more floral, I would say. Probably Le Fleur Bouquet is closer to the original than Azora. It's a bit lighter at the same time, but it's adorable. I love it. The next fragrance will be from Swiss Arabian. And I have two. One is from Swiss Arabian and one is from Arda Zaafaran, and both of them, this is Shaghaf Oud Abyad and this is Midnight Oud, both of them are very good clones and inspired fragrances of inspired by Interlude Man from Amouage. I love this fragrance. I love this one, especially this one. This is a bit lighter, I would say, more citrusy. This is closer, the opening of this fragrance is closer to the original. However, the heart and base are just exactly the same. You will not be able to differ, as well as this one, by the way. Also, heart and base of both of these fragrances is very close, like 99% close to Amouage Interlude. I would say this fragrance has equal performance with Amouage Interlude. This is a bit lighter, but both of them have very good price. This one is $10 here in UAE, something around 10. This one is a bit more expensive, it's like about 25-30, but both of them are great everyday, like fragrances for every day. If you are looking for Amouage Interlude for every day and you don't want to pay too much, you don't want to, you know, buy the original, or if you have original and you save it for some special occasions and you're looking for some everyday fragrance, a bit lighter, if you want a lighter one, go for Midnight Oud. If you want the same dense fragrance, go for Shaghaf Oud Abyad. The next fragrance is quite new, and this is Imperiale from Armaf, Club de Nuit, but Imperiale. This one is very close to Delina Exclusive. This is not the original Delina, because I have the clone of the original Delina, which is 1-to-1 clone, and this is from the brand that is sold only in my home country, in Baku. It's called Ida, and this is like 99%, 99.9 I would say percent dupe of Delina, and I recently started loving Delina. It's a bit tart, it's sour, it has rhubarb, lychee, and I like this sourness, I like this tart accent in original Delina. This one doesn't have any tartness, it doesn't have any rhubarb note. It still has lychee, it has rose, of course, but it also has some powdery notes that are not mentioned in the list of notes, and it has lots of vanilla. And this is what makes it closer to the Delina Exclusive rather than original Delina. I love this fragrance. It has an amazing performance. By the way, I can smell here raspberry. Raspberry is not mentioned, but I can smell it. It has an amazing performance, very good. Very good lasting power, the projection sillage, and it's a compliment getter. It's like easy to like type of fragrance, and quality wise it's very good. I would say this fragrance, the next one that I'm going to show, they have a very high quality. Like for the price, let's say this fragrance, the Imperiale here in UAE, you can buy it online for $60, around $60, and I would say it's a good price for this quality, because the quality is very good. And the last but not least, I think it's the one of the most hyped fragrances around the YouTube. This is Untold by Armaf, and this is a dupe of Baccarat Rouge 540, and I would say for me this is 1-to-1 dupe. Like it's like 99% dupe of Baccarat Rouge. You will not be able to differ this fragrance, especially in the sillage. What I like about this fragrance, apart, let's say, from other dupes that I have smelled, I have another dupe from Lattafa. It's something rouge. I don't remember the name. I will write it somewhere here. I have that one, but it is you can smell there that this is not the same quality. You can straight away, there is the same DNA, the DNA is there, but the quality is not there. Like it's not that high quality like the original. But this one, it has the same airy quality like Baccarat Rouge. It's also very molecular. It's also very refined, I would say. Again, quality-wise, I will not be able to differentiate Baccarat with Untold. That's why for me, this is like a, you know, why do you need to buy Baccarat for $200 if you can buy Untold for $60? It has absolutely the same quality for me. Again, I'm not a big fan of this DNA because I can smell some medicinal note here in Untold, but my husband likes this fragrance. He likes it. He likes the original one. He likes this one. In terms of performance, this is a very good, the same like, I would say, the same like Baccarat Rouge performance. It has the same longevity and the same ability to create a tail, you know, to have that sillage, airy sillage. I'm telling this because I sprayed this on in the morning, and in the evening when we were bicycling with my husband, he said, I can smell from you even on a long distance. And that was a surprise for me because I couldn't smell it for myself for the whole day, but I understand that people around me can smell it definitely. So it has the same qualities like Baccarat Rouge. That's it for today. I hope this video was useful for you guys, and it will help you to save some money. I hope so. If it will, I'll be very happy and I will appreciate all your support. If you have any of today's fragrances, please let me know what you think about them. Do you find them similar to the originals or no? If you have any other alternatives, please also let me know in the comments, because this is again very useful information, not only for me but also for those who will watch this video or will read those comments. And thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.